Oh, whoops, I just cut a hole in my shirt. Good morning, welcome to the day. You just saw me cut that tag off my shirt because it was scratching me. Now we're just gonna do some hair stuff because we got a big day today. Lots of things we're doing. But first and foremost, we're going to the dentist for mommy. And then we're gonna stop and visit a very special donut truck where I will film some content with them. And then I'm also gonna film content for myself at that field because it's a nice field. It's tough because as much as I wish I could film inside all the time, it just doesn't look as good. There's something about being outside and the naturalness of the beauty of the world that gets your energy higher and just, visually is more appealing than sitting at a desk and talking in front of camera, feeling very robotic. So yeah, I'm gonna go film my stuff outside today. I'm not married to this shirt yet, and I also just cut a hole right into the side of it by accident. Mistakes happen. Okay, very quick, very simple. How's the hair? Any flyaways? Very vertical, which is the way. No bedhead?
No.
It is 8:11. All right, Mama's gone in for her dentist appointment. I think she's just getting her night guard refitted. I think that's what's going on. So me and the boy, we're just hanging out. I'm gonna try to shoot a really quick piece of content for my other channel, Upsmash Media, FYI, if you wanna go watch some of that. It might help you, it might not, but I'm doing a little bit of talking about how to talk to camera with confidence, this kind of stuff. So if you want to know how to be better on camera, then yeah, go check out Upsmash Media. I'll see you there. A little double camera action. Camera within a camera. Okay, good. Today I'm going to tell you the 3 big mistakes that I made when I first started making content so that you can avoid these mistakes. Making a mandatory Tim Hortons stop. It's mandatory. Hey, bug. People say little boys are hard to raise. It's so easy. Look at this guy. You give him a muddy buddy, put him in some mud, he will crawl to his heart's content. He's having a great time. Okay.
Phone call completed.
That was loud. Okay, so we're heading home now. We finished filming a couple things. I filmed with Harbor City Donuts because it's just wonderful. And shout out to Richie. What's up, Richie? And if you're in Nanaimo and you haven't tried, you got to try Harbor City Donuts. We got a fat stack. I'll show you in the video when we get home. But it's a beautiful sunny day, and my son got to run around in the field, and my wife got a free coffee. Here we are back at this familiar scene at the desk with the headphones and editing. Came home with some wet socks. Me and the boy were running around in the field, so yeah, the beautiful morning dew soaked our socks. And now we're home, chillaxing, maxing, eating lunch. I guess it's brunch at this hour. But yeah, excited for the rest of the day because a little bit of work to do, but then improv tonight. All right, I promised that I would show y'all our spoils, and here they spoils. As you can see, we got some Harbor City Donuts. Shabam! This is the Cadbury Caramilk, yeah? And this is the blueberry something. It is crazy yummy. The inside is got filling, jam jelly filling. The outside is blueberry frosting and this pink loveliness. These little balls, I don't know what they are, but I'll crunch them, I'll munch them. I like them. I'm gonna eat one of these now as a break from my work. 1:30 p.m. Alright, we're gonna double improv class today. See if we can milk some wisdom out for the vlog. But see you after. 4 exciting hours of improv for me. Well, here I am in my parkade in my car. I think that tonight's improv wisdom is less wisdom and more appreciation. Again, I did back-to-back classes, a basic class and an advanced class doing long form. And from both classes, the sort of recurring theme that I kept finding myself saying was tell the story, right? Tell the story. We're improvisers, but as humans, we are storytellers. All of us, really. You may think you're not a good storyteller, or you're not a storyteller, or you may know someone who you think isn't a storyteller. They are, and you are. You just don't know how, or you just have a way of telling it that isn't conducive to everybody's way of absorbing it. And not to sound, gooey about the whole thing, but like I've spoken with a lot of people in my life. I'm sure you have as well, I think the big thing that people get caught up on when it comes to storytelling is that they think a story has to be like beginning, middle, end. And in theory, it should be.
But not all stories are told like that. Incredible myths and legends don't always have that structure, but they're still compelling and amazing stories. The other thing too is like some people think that telling a story means no meandering, no side quests. And in a sense, that is true. But I think that is highly perpetuated due to our loss of focus and attention span. And that I definitely believe is social media and phones' fault. But like, you know, take this example. I was just thinking about like, I used to hang out with my uncle a lot, and he's an older guy, and I would just happily listen to him talk for hours while we worked or while we ate lunch and dinner. He always had something to say, and it wasn't anything preachy. It was always just story after story after story. And oftentimes they bounced all around the timeline of his life, but he was such an interesting person that every tale he told was compelling to me. And I never judged his story at the end of it being like, oh, he didn't tell that in the right order. I always found that like the stories he's telling me, there aren't always lessons attached. They're just his way of sharing his mind. They're his way of sharing his history. And I'm very fortunate as an improviser and as an improv teacher and performer that I get to tell stories, I get to hear stories. And, you know, every story, even the most made up one, has a nugget of inspiration, a nugget of truth to it, and a lesson hidden within. And it's really, you know, I said this to my class recently. I said, it's really not up to us to dictate how an audience perceives a story. It's only our job to tell the story. They will take the lessons and the meaning and the emotion as they need it. And the example was last week, we did a series of long form scenes, and each scene unintentionally struck upon like a really important piece of my life. Like a story about a father passing. My father passed away a couple years back to ALS. A story about a mother and her son having turmoil. I had some turmoil with my mother as a kid. A story about siblings. I have just one brother, and we've gone through lots together. And like I told the players, like, you guys, you may not think that the story was meaningful, but I'll tell you right now, each and every one of your scenes touched me in a different way. And I guarantee that the way I felt the story is different than the person beside me. And anyway, I'm just rambling now. I'm just taking a moment to decompress here by myself before I go upstairs and be greeted by my wonderful family. That's not meant to be sarcastic. I'm just feeling a little bit out of it, so I wanted to sit for a sec. But yeah, that is my improv takeaway. How fortunate are we to be born into the human race where we get to tell stories and enjoy stories and art. Like, imagine if you were an ant and like you could just enjoy the art that is the queen. I don't know. I don't mean to dog on ants. I'm sure they have some kind of culture, but I mean, human culture is pretty cool. Thanks for tuning in. I'm probably going to end the vlog here just because I am feeling pretty bushed after a big day of activities, but